Welcome back, guys, to another video live stream here on the Aviator 268 channel. It is good to see you, and we are sitting in the departure lounge on the Dallas Love Field Airport, and our beautiful bird is at the gate, and we're about to begin boarding. We've already done or have some of the preliminary work already done with the aircraft, so we're just gonna get going. Make sure that we get into the pre-departure briefing, get the departure briefing up and running one time as we're boarding, and we'll be on our way. So grab your favorite coffee, well, I don't drink coffee, but coffee, tea, your favorite drink, whatever that is, and curl up in your best chair as we go on this quick short flight, 1 hour 54 minutes in the air, and from gate to gate 1 hour and 23 minutes. Without further ado, let's go ahead and call the boarding process to begin so we can go ahead and board the airplane. Let you see what happens. This is what you see when you look out the window at the aircraft at the gate. You will see the belt loaders come up to the plane. The boarding announcement is being heard at the podium over there, and of course we get the permission to board. But since we're the pilots, let's just go ahead and jump into the aircraft and continue the business. All right, first thing we gotta do is gonna make sure that we have the weather on board. And so the current weather that we have, and we of course we write that down just so that we have a copy of it. This is a little bit too loud for me, so I'll probably just do that there and let that go in the background. My pencil. Oh, where is my pencil?
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Stand by 1 second, guys. Can't find my pencil. Can't find my pencil. Can't do no writing. Can't do no writing. We can't fly. All right, cool. Got the pencil now, so we can go ahead and write this down. So we have our weather. Time today is 21:53 was the last one, 21:53. And the wind is 190 at 11 gusting to 21. So it's going to be an interesting one departing today. Sky is clear, so it's going to be a nice departure. And temperature is nice and toasty, 27 degrees outside. Altimeter is 2977. And the runways in use in the real world is the 13, so 13 left and right. And since we're on this side of the airport, we will use the 13 right, which will be closer to us on this side here. Perfect. So let's go ahead now and get the pre-departure Briefing completed. So our flight time today is estimated 54 minutes at flight level 350. We have 156 passengers on board with a total fuel of 15.9. The aircraft is in good conditions. We don't have any issues from our previous flight, so pretty good. We're expected to taxi via, let's use this other chart. For taxi today, we're expected to push off the gate, then taxi via Lima, join Charlie, then to Charlie 10, and we take off on runway 13 right today. The initial climb on the chart is 8,000 feet, and then we will expect higher on departure. There is a traffic control online, so we will call the Dallas Tower shortly. Let's see. Right, so we have so visual approach in use 13 left and 13 right in use for departing 13 left and right, and we advise that we have information Delta. We have Delta on board. In terms of threats, let's see our threats. There aren't any major threats on the departure. Departure looks pretty free and clear. There is downtown Dallas just off the runway. Remember, when we were landing on the opposite side, we came over, so we just have to ensure that we maintain the 6,000 feet top altitude. Once we take off, we continue ascending with downtown on the right hand side. The weather is good, so we don't have no issues where that is concerned. And for our emergency procedures, once we take off, once we land up for takeoff, we will below 80 knots. We will stop for anything that will make the aircraft unflyable between 80 knots and V1. Stop for anything that shows us a fire warning. Above V1, we'll take off, climb 3,000 feet. We will assess the situation and call the tower and let the tower know what we'd want to do. Make sure we come back around for a landing on runway 13 right, which is the closest to us once we are airborne. Outside of that, shouldn't have any issues. So our pre-departure briefing is complete. All right, cool. So let's get the correct, let's see, 2977. So that's the correct altimeter. And we can now have this is 133. So let's put that in the MCP. Set up the MCP 133 for the runway heading and 8,000 on the altitude. Then we can turn on the flight directors and arm the, before we arm that, we can then go to our FMC and check out the perf in it, and we can request that. Once that requested, we can then go to our EFB and get the perf performance for our departure of runway 13 right. All right, load, and we execute. Change the altitude to flight level 350. Execute. Then we go across here to our performance tool. Runway 13 right for departure. Import from the aircraft. Leave everything as it is. Optimum, and import the weather. And we click calculate. And so today we will have takeoff with 51 degrees, and that gives us 140, 142, 146, and we're doing flat start. So for N1 limit, it is 51 degrees, flaps 5. And we set our CG and 140 as per the EFB, 142, 146, and that's all set. So we set 146 in the window, then we can arm the auto throttle. Go back to legs, route data, let us request the winds. Let's check to see how that affects us. and we click load 11.0, so it's 10.9. Then we go to our forecast and we load that, then execute. 11.1 is what we should be landing with. All right, cool. People are coming on board. We can start. We can turn on the fast receiver sign and we go forward pump on fuel and we start the APU. Passengers are boarding and the bags are on board, so we're good to go where that is concerned. Let's start our A cars to make sure that is set so we don't forget. Good. All right, so now we have that. Let's go ahead and call up the tower. Tower is on 123.7, 123.700, and let's do a radio check. Dallas Tower, Pleasant, good evening, radio check. How about now radio check for 2496? This is weird sometimes to me. There are some people who can hear me clearly without an issue, and then others, it's muffled. I don't get it. All right, let's see if there's an issue with my output device. Yeah, so that's quite fine. And DAL2496 has information Delta requesting clearance to Jackson, Mississippi. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir. Not sure what the issue is with our mic. The previous flight that we had, it was fine. So this is 2496. How do you copy? Okay. 2496 is ready to copy. Understand clear to Jackson via the Landers 5 March transition. Time 6,350 and 10 and the squawk 2231 2496. We have we're celebrating 24 years for the virtual airline, so we're just going on the second to last leg, then back over to Atlanta tomorrow. Not a problem. Okay, so it's 21 this is 2231. Good. So we're all set where that is. All right, so APU is on, so let's put those on the buses and then we can switch that up here. Then let's set up the precision panel and let's get rid of the ground power and the air condition. All right, all that is set. Everybody's on board, so we are just about ready to go. Just wait for the GPU is out and the low pressure air is just about to be gone. And we can go now and call for push and start. Since the parking brake is set, we go ahead and release the chocks.
Locking gear.
Jet bridges away. And we are ready to go. So let's do the before start checklist. Before start checklist, doors and closed, hydraulic panel is set, fuel panel is now set. Let the doors close and lock, and the anti-collision light is on. Air conditioning panel is set, transponder is set to standby, and we are ready to go. Gonna go nose left.
Release parking brake.
And we're gonna release our parking brake shortly. Just get the map up real quick. Great. All right, so parking brakes released, and we start the timer.
All engines clear. Start at will.
I'm now realizing you guys cannot hear the.
Thank you, November 23196.
There we go. Now you can hear the. All right, start sequence 2 is start. Can't talk. Start sequence is 2, then 1. So let's set it up. Hey, what's going on, George? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just landed in Miami. Finally took back their plane after how long? Listen, I can't even talk because I believe in people's planes all over the place. That's good, man. That is good. Just starting up here in Dallas Love Field. 21, 22, 23, 24, and here's 25. 2 hours and 53 minutes.
Please set parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Unlocking gear.
And we have a United over there. Oh, Southwest. This is Southwest City anyway, so yeah, we expect that. This is Southwest territory. Just waiting for starter cutout. Then we do start in engine number 1.
Whiskey Sierra Airborne.
Number 231 Whiskey Sierra.
Starter cutout. Start engine number 1. And 2 is turning.
Tow
21,
truck
22, 23, 24, and here's 25.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
I hope they didn't put us back into the building. Fantastic. That's perfectly on the line. That is nice. Appreciate the pushback, guys. That was good. Engine number 1 is turning. And there goes the pin on the right side and starter cutout. Let's run the after start checklist, what flows, and then we run the checklist. Flight controls for the left or the right, and for those who want to see what's going on, left and right, fully back and fully forward. So our rudders, our flight controls are free and clear. And let's now do the after start checklist. Generators are on, probe heat on, anti-ice not required, air conditioning panel is set, and auto brakes is RTO. After start checklist is complete. Taxi checklist, we have flaps 5, Let's listen to those nice sounds. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Nice. All right, great. So taxi checklist, flaps 5 green light. Flight controls are checked, free and clear. Taxi checklist is complete. All right, let's call for our taxi. We're going to 13 right. Dallas Tower, pleasant good evening once again. Delta 2496 is ready to taxi.
Delta 2496, runway 13 left, taxi via Bravo, Mike 6.
Is it possible for us to have 13 right, please? Tower, is it possible for Delta 2496 to have runway 13 right, please?
2496, I had a disconnect. How do you hear me?
We hear you now.
Delta 2496, runway 13 left, taxi via Bravo, Mike 6.
Roger, we are asking if it's possible for us to have 13 right, please.
question 2496, runway 13 right, taxi via Charlie.
Roger, via Charlie, 13 right, 2496. Cool. Makes life easier for us. Taxi lights coming on, turn off lights coming on, parking brake is released, and let's go. It's time to GO. Yes, sir. Right, so we make a little left here, and then we'll make a right that will take us onto Charlie. So let's deviate here and then make the quick right here and join Charlie. The aircraft is scrubbing those forward wheels. We have all these airplanes over here. They should be at Dallas Fort Worth Airport. Revisiting our departure, we're taking off of runway 13 right, and the departure is the Londres 5 departure, and we'll take off direct to Sherm and then via Londres, Thor, then Marsh, then direct off our speed point, direct on our flight plan to Marsh. There's a VOR. I need to know what a VOR is. So from Marsh, we go direct to the Mongolia or Madison VOR. Magnolia, there we go. So the Magnolia VOR is where we go after Marsh. That's going to be quite a long, but then once we get closer to Jackson, will deviate from that and make a right base to the land. But we cover that once we go landing, once we go in the arrival mode. Just to reiterate, between 0 and 80 knots or 0 and V1, we will call stop for any fire warning. Anything above V1, we are committed to the climb. We will take off, climb 3000, assess the situation. If we have to come back, We will then communicate with the tower, make a right downwind for runway 13 right, which we already have in here, and make an ILS approach for runway 13 right. Any questions? No questions? Flight attendant seat for departure, please. Let's cycle.
So it's 468 left tower. Good evening. Cleared to the Tampa Airport via the Landry 5 departure. Azalea transition as filed. Climb maintained 6,000. Expect flight level 410, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is offline.
These Southwest pilots be taking their planes real high.
Clear to Tampa via the Landry 5 departure. Azalea transition, maintain 6,000, 410, 10 minutes after departure. Departure offline, squawk 227, level 468.
So it's 468. Reback is correct. Engine start push your discretion. Advisory is the taxi.
Push my discretion, we'll call for taxi, 468.
South 2496, RNAV to door set. Runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV Dorset 13 right, clear takeoff 2496. Good, so we are ready to go. Let's pause the music so we can hear these departure sounds. Let's get the aircraft set up for it. Run the departure checklist. Seatbelt trim is, you have it on the wrong, all right, 4.5, set that there. Good, so trim is set, flaps 5.5, green light. Windows close and lock, auto throttle is armed. Recall is checked. Runway departure first fix all completed, right. All checked. RNAV to Dorset, and the flight attendants have been notified and they acknowledge. Takeoff briefing is complete, radar and transponder is set, engine start switches are on continuous, and the exterior lights coming on right now. Let's do a rolling takeoff, and the departure takeoff, the before takeoff checklist is complete.
Runway 13 right.
Time to go, guys, time to go. And there's downtown, like I was shared earlier in the briefing. Should be a nice departure. All right, start the timer. Let me straighten up here because I want to go into the back just so you can hear the engines roar. Toga. Airspeed alive, thrust set 95, 96, 93.6.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold. Keep the center line. I know we have some crosswinds here, so it's going to be a little tricky to keep this center line. But we're going to try. Ooh, look at that crosswind. V1 rotate. Ooh.
Positive rate.
Positive rate. Gear up. That wind be winding, man.
2496, frequency change approved. Have a great flight.
Thanks for the ATC. Have a good night's hit. Ooh. All right, let's go autopilot on, and let's switch frequency. Let's go outside real quick and watch that as we pass along. There's downtown on the right-hand side. And we continue to climb up to flight level 350. Flaps 1 speed check. Flaps up, speed check. As the takeoff flows. As the takeoff checklist. Flaps up, no lights, landing gear up and off, anti-ice not required, engine bead and pack on and auto. Pressure engine panel is checked, engine start switches are continuous until 10,000. APU is off as the takeoff checklist is complete. Once passing 10,000 feet, we can then turn back on our music as we fly along to Jackson, Mississippi. If you just joined us, guys, thank you so much for joining on the stream today. Please, if you will, it would really help the channel out if you would click that subscribe button. And of course, once you click subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you never miss the next time that we go live. We are on our 23rd flight for the Delta Virtual Airlines 24 years of existence celebration. And so we are doing the second to last leg from Dallas Love Field to Jackson, Mississippi. Tomorrow's flight is going to be from Jackson to Atlanta. And so we will definitely be having that lovely flight. We can go direct to Jane. Keep that straight line. (10,000 feet), landing lights coming off. And we will ding the cabin to let them know that they are free to move around as they need to. And we climb away to passing 18,000 feet. We will click standard for the altimeter settings. We change from 18 to flight level 180, going up to flight level 350 today. Current distance from the airport, we are now 334. I am going to go direct to care, which is gonna probably give us a better timing. 23:25 is the landing time. and we'll descend to cross gear at about 3,000. And then that will give us a right for the RNAV runway 16 left in Jackson. There's an ILS, but we're just gonna do the RNAV today. $18,000 feet, and the altimeter flashes amber, standard set. I'm actually longing to fly a Max. We're gonna have to do that on the stream sometime this week. Get a Max in on the stream. Also, 777 has not been on the stream for a while either, so we're probably gonna have to try to get that as well. If not this week, definitely next week we'll do some 777 flights and some Max flights. And I've been so with the Airbus that I haven't done the baby buses either, so they're probably been feeling neglected. The Phoenix Airbuses. I haven't flown a 321 in a while either. The 319 is not a bad plane, but I do not fly that plane properly at all. When I say fly the plane in terms of landing, I need to practice with that airplane. Probably have to do a couple of circuits with the 319 just to get the landing in that, because I do a pretty bad job with it. Because the aircraft is so short and I'm accustomed to longer airframes, that the landing just comes like boom, just drops it on the runway. So I need to do that. Probably do some flights in. Oh, you guys, you know what's a nice route to do? There's an airport called Paro. I think Paro's is it Bhutan? No. Is it Bhutan? There's an airport in Bhutan. I'm trying to remember if it's Paro. Let me check. Because that I might want to do that as well in the 319. So after I get a couple of legs in the 319, I think I want to put it on the stream, because that's going to be an interesting airport to fly into. It's actually one of the world's most dangerous airports. Of course, you can't fly there at night. Let's see. Yes, it is Paro. Paro in Bhutan. And that has a specialized set of, what you call it now, training that you need to have in order to fly there. So we're gonna have to do a couple of flights in the 319, and that will help us to become better acquainted with the 319 so we can fly into there. And that will be a very nice flight for us. I'm not sure why my ground speed is not working. Let's see what happens when it gets to cruise altitude that changes. That's weird. I wonder if it's not reading. Hold on, guys. Let me restart this. There we go. There we go. Now we have our speeds. Not sure what was happening a while ago, but our speeds are good. All right, cool. climbing with a flight level 350. We have 280 miles left to go, and we have some pretty decent tailwinds, so pretty short flight, less than an hour. So we'll be there in less than no time. Hope everybody is doing well thus far. What's going on for your week? How's the week going? Is it an easy going week? Is it a rough week so far? What's up? Talk to me. I've been somewhat binging on the PMDG's website because there's been a couple of days, he said 7 to 10 days, so it's now March 11th, so hopefully we get some more news on the testing progression for the 737-200ER. And they'll let us know how the testing is in 2024. And of course, if they will talk about the release date that they have fixed internally. So we're looking forward to that. Still waiting on, well, the end of the month is when the first quarter ends. So we'll wait on the Bluebird simulations to get their next set of information on their next update. So we have what? 20 more days to wait for that update. Ooh, it's gonna get exciting. Can't wait for that 757 to hit. But I got a couple of flights lined up this week. If you haven't already done so, guys, you can also type this exclamation point Discord and you will see the Discord link. Join the Discord, you will see the stream set schedule. So you know next time we go live as well. Of course, once you join the Discord, you will also be notified when we go live. You could also find information about VATSIM events. You could also find an area there for us to showcase real world and also the sim world pictures. Some of these flights that we've gone on, they are so beautiful. The airplanes are really nice and they look pretty good in the system, the environment. I keep complaining about this particular aircraft that is too clean, especially with all the flights that we've done so far. It needs to be a little dirty, but unlike the Inibills, we can't turn up the dirt on this aircraft. Somebody would have to update it with a dirty texture applied to it. Yeah, it's too clean, man. Way too clean. Nice and quiet in front of the engines, and then once you go to the back, it starts to get loud. Yep. Boris did a fine job with this, and I'm glad he's doing. I'm hoping that he's the one that's also doing the 777-300, because that would be awesome for him to have that. And then of course he's doing the 757 as well. So that is going to be a beautiful sounding airplane, and I'm so excited for it. So the A350 is out, and we are still getting accustomed to it. And so we're going to be putting on a long haul very soon. As a matter of fact, the flights that I'll probably be doing, I need to get the aircraft to LAX so that I could do the, let's see. So I have three A350s for Delta. The special paint from LA 28, I think that is. I have that from Atlanta to Detroit, so that's sitting in Detroit right now. Then I have another one in I have one in Minneapolis. I think I might take that one from Minneapolis over to LA. Then LA 14 hours down to Sydney. I might also do, there's also, so that's that flight. Not Atlanta, but Minneapolis to LA. Minneapolis to LA, then LA to Sydney. And then I could also do Atlanta to Korea and back. So those are some flights that I could do where the A350, and those are flights I've actually been on. So it would be nice to replicate those flights. Man, 14 hours, that is crazy. What would you guys do on a 14-hour flight? On a 14-hour flight, what do you do? Sitting in coach. While you're answering that, let's look at the navigational display. So primary flight display is showing us that we're coming to top of climb right here, and very shortly after that is our top of descent. So once we get top of climb, we're going to go through our arrival briefing so that we can get that set up, because the arrival is going to be in very quick succession. 220 miles from the airport. And again, we have, look at our ground speed. Our ground speed is 567, guys. We are flying. Just imagine doing the reverse. If we're going from Jackson to Dallas, man, that flight would be 2 whole hours, man. Love it when I fly eastbound during the winter. Gonna hear that horn just now, signaling we have 1,000 more to go. And I'm just checking my phone, guys, and I'm seeing that we have a version 1.03 for the A350. So let's see what is new with the A350 now. Let's see. All right, level up, level 350. So let's pause on that look right there. Let's now look at our arrival. There isn't an arrival, there isn't a star, but we're gonna be using the RNAV runway 16. So let's check that out. We're gonna be using CARE, which is the initial approach fix, then to Harag, then to Haipu or Higpu, then runway 16 left. We're going to be trying, well, we're not sure if we have, well, there's no ADC online, so as it says, use local altimeter setting. If not received, use Hawking's altimeter setting. So let's check to see what the arrival weather looks like. And the Jacksonville arrival weather is at time 21:54. Wind is 250 at 5, and visibility is 10. Sky conditions are clear. Temperature is a nice 26 degrees, and altimeter is 2991. And we're gonna use the ILS runway. We're gonna use the RNAV runway 16 left. All right, so the ILS 16 left, not the ILS, the RNAV. We will cross CARE at 3,000, then Harag at 2,200, and Higpu at 1340, and then we continue down to runway 16 left. Should we go missed, we climb 3,000 feet direct to Maspai, and then hold. And let's check to make sure that that is in our FMC, and it is, so we're good to go. Once we get down to runway 16 left, we will hope to exit off of Charlie 3. If not Charlie 3, we'll roll all the way to the edge of Charlie 6. Then we make a right onto Charlie, then a left onto Bravo 4. And our parking gate today is going to be gate number 17. So we do Bravo 4, taxi across, or take Bravo and then come around Bravo 1 to parking number 17. On the approach, we're not seeing any threats. The weather itself isn't a threat. A couple of antennas around the area. Other than that, we should be fine. Touchdown zone, the elevation of the airport is 346 feet. And since we're using the Jacksonville, which is a local altimeter on the ANAV, the decision height is going to be 340. Let's set 340 in the window here. 340. And that is set. And we will reset our altitude to initially 11,000 feet. Then we'll continue our descent further to 3,000. And I think I want to put that hard altitude in there for 3,000 at KR. So let's do that. So instead of at or above, let's do 216 at 3,000. There we go. Let's check out our performance for the landing. 16 left. Import the aircraft details. Reverses are all operational. Let's do auto brakes 1. Let's get the weather. Pretty calm, and we calculate. So we have to do auto brakes 2. And so based on the landing runway available of 8501, the landing distance is going to be 7731, which means that when we land, we will end up running all the way to Charlie 6, which is fine. So we'll do up Charlie 6 and make the route to Charlie, then to Bravo, then Bravo 1. All right, so let's set that up. This is auto brake 2. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight, this is Captain speaking. We're just about to start our descent into the Jackson area. Current weather right now is a nice 26 degrees Celsius, and the wind is coming out of the west, light winds, and the weather is nice for arrival. So you will get to see the city as we come around. I really don't know if the city is the video, but you're just going to say that it is. We'll be able to see all of the surrounding areas of the runway of the airport as we come to. So pretty good for those sitting on the windows. Once again, thank you for choosing Delta. We know you have other options for your travel, and that you continue to trust us with your travel. Until the next time on a future flight, we'll see you on the ground. Flight attendants, prepare for arrival. All right, so we start our descent. Final approach speed, let's see, that is 152. So we're going to do 152. So I'm sorry about the silence. I'm reading over it. So on the actual website, they're saying that the 1.0.3 for the A350's update, it's really for stability and crash fixes to the WASM code. And they're saying that persons would have reported some issues, and those issues, two of the major issues are timing conflicts and memory management. So what they're moving to is switching the smart pointers, avoiding unnecessary copy constructors, and adding delays to third-party data requests. So what should happen is that we should have fewer crashes due to memory mismanagement, more efficient memory use in the WASM environment, and better performance and smoother experience based on the fix that they would have set up in this room. So that was just sent about 4 hours ago. So we'll have to see how that works for us. And that's one of the things I like about developers when they have a new plane out. For those who really hear what the community thinks, they take the time that whatever issues are being posed, that they definitely can assist in getting them resolved. That's why if you fly a particular airplane, it is important that you report these things via their Discord or either their forum. That way they can begin working on it, and in less than no time you have these updates. The airplane released a week and a half now, and we already have 2 updates to address these issues. So that's pretty good. Kudos to anybody. Let's check for our CTAF, so we have that ready as well. CTAF KJAN, and our CTAF is 12900. 12900. So we have that set. The MSA for this airport. Let's see, MSA 3500. So we'll be at 5,015 outside of KR. And then we'll continue our descent down to 3,000. And then make that right base to final for runway 169. All right, coming below now, we're gonna take 2991, which is the local altimeter. All right, let's reduce the speed now to 240. And we're gonna need to help the aircraft because this airplane is a little slippery. We could also use a level change, and that will adjust the pitch of the aircraft, and it will slow down to 240, then continue to descend down to 5,000. The idea is to be at 5,000, 15 miles outside of the KR intersection. I used to use VNAV and then do speed intervene and all of that, but according to one of my very good friends, level change is actually better in terms of managing your airspeed, because when you do a level change, it's going to allow the aircraft to level off first, then slow to the desired speed, then descend to maintain. So you notice now the rate of descent is increasing, but it's trying to ensure that it maintains 240 knots. So if you're flying and you realize that the 737 is not doing what it's supposed to, or any aircraft for a matter of fact is not doing what it's supposed to do, use level change, especially in the Boeing, use level change, and you will be able to manage the airspeed a lot better. So in a case like this where the 5,000 is going to be beyond the line, beyond the 15, we'll then use the speed brakes that will increase the rate of descent and bring us closer to that desired altitude that we have here. So let's do that. Want to make sure we get on the 5,000 because then we can slow down further to 210 just before we make that right turn to KR. At KR we then be 12.7 from the runway, and we want to ensure that we are good and proper by 6 miles from the runway, as in we are fully configured by 6 miles out. Below 10,000 feet, landing lights coming on, the engine start switches to continuous, and wing lights coming on. I'm not seeing anybody else in our area, so we are good to go. Would you guys believe if I told you that I just figured this out? Accidentally clicking on this, didn't know that you could actually do that. Wow. Just figured that out. Today, years old. All right, great. So we're coming down to 5,000 feet. That's great. Let's go down to 3,000 feet. Retract the speed brakes. And we can begin slowing the aircraft down to 220 knots. Might need some help, so let's get some speed brakes out again. From Jackson, so let's go ahead now and switch to the Jackson CTA, and let's make our announcements. Jackson traffic DAL2496 descending through 5,700 for 3,000 over KR. We'll make a right, join the RNAV runway 16 left. Jackson. Cool. 15 miles out, so the aircraft to 210. We set altimeter 2,200, and now we're going to allow VNAV to work so we can get the aircraft to follow the RNAV, the RNP. Let's get flaps 1 out. And then once we get down to 3,000 feet, we will bug all the way down to 180. About to 180. And we continue our descent down to 2,200. And we can actually set it to 1340. So that's going to be 1,300 feet. We go flaps 5. Runway is in sight. Check. Jackson traffic DAL2496 is 4 miles from Harag, across Harag at or above 2,200 on the Anna runway 16 left. Jackson traffic. All right, flaps 10 and gear coming down. Laps 15. Laps 25. And flaps 30. Landing checklist. Landing checklist. Landing gear down 3 green flaps, 30 green light. Speed brake is armed, green light. Engine start switch are continuous. Landing lights are on. Exterior lights are set. And landing gear, landing checklist is complete. And Jacksonville traffic DAL2496 is on a 7 mile final runway 16 left. It's a bit windy out. Terrain actually looks pretty good around here. It's nice. All right, let's focus on landing the airplane. So 3,000 feet is the minimum. So let's now my airplane.
1,000.
Check. All the music. And we'll keep an descent rate of between 850 and 900. We have 2 whites, 2 reds, and these winds are trying to burn us around. And a lag spike. Okay. Ooh. Check.
Approaching minimums. 50. 30. Minimums.
And touchdown. Speed brake is up. Auto brakes engaged. Reversers green. Not sure why I have all these lags though. $80 knots. First lights out. Decel. Some elevation issues seem like around here, but that's okay. Minus 186, nice. Manual braking. Start the timer. 55 minutes. We had 54 on the flight plan, so that's good. Exit towards the right here. Get the music back on. And here we go. Passing the traffic at 2496 is clear of runway 16 left, taxi ramp via Charlie Bravo 1. 2496. Nicely done. Let's call for our gate. Gate number, what is it? Gate number 17. There we go. And we're using Delta. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the ground here in Jacksonville. Not Jacksonville, Jackson. Let's start the APU and get the aircraft ready for the gate. Exterior lights are set and the radar is off. That was a fun approach with those winds bouncing us around like that. See where we are on the airport. Okay, that's good. This should be Bravo coming up here on the left side. There we go. So we take Bravo. I come around to Bravo 1. I wonder what keeps loading in the background while we have this problem. So we take Bravo 1. And our gate is right over here. let's see if I can get a dance out of him today. Coming in pretty nice right now. Let's see. And stop. Okay, so here we are. Parking brakes on, and APU on the bus. He's still with his man, and seatbelt signs coming off. Look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense. We're right on the line. He's going to see you park too far. Look at this. You parked a bit too short. Please. Please. Anyways, guys, I think I did a pretty good parking where that is concerned, and a pretty good landing. And this is the golden hour, so I'm gonna take a nice little picture of this. And I want to say thank you so very much for choosing to be here today. It has been a wonderful flight flying down. Let's see, an hour and 11 minutes gate to gate. Actually a little bit earlier than what the flight said. 1:23 is what we're supposed to be. But thank you so much for joining today, guys. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. It would definitely help the channel a great deal. And once you subscribe, make sure that you hit that notification bell so you never miss the next time that we go live. The Discord is also in the chat as well. Click on the Discord link, and you can also find us on Discord. There you will also get information, and whenever we go live, the notification always goes there first, so that you know when we are going live. Feel free to fly along with us as well. That would be great. Until the very next time that we see each other, I hope that you continue to take care of yourself and have a good one. See ya.